Meantime, we need to talk about what just happened with one of our colleagues.
Well, we don't have to talk about it.
Oh, you know we're going to, though.
Okay.
But
hey,
Auburn and Yale.
Auburn, listen, I got to give Yale credit. You know, they came back. We had a 10-point lead, as you see, with 7 minutes to go. We got a 6-point lead with 4 minutes to go. But these guys made some tough shots. Tough shot.
That's Pulakitis there, and he's been doing that all season long. Gonna knock down another one here. He gets some space. This is a tough shot, but he likes that shot. Left-handed shooter going to his right, and then missed free throws. Good work on the glass, Janai Broome. This is the last-ditch effort for the Tigers. And they had chances, Chuck.
Yeah,
they had some chances down the stretch after blowing that 10-point lead.
Yeah, you know, Clark, they had plenty of chances. They did not play well, but Yale played better. They deserved to win the game. My Tigers, man, this kind of ruins a really good season, winning the SEC tournament. To lose in the first round, very disappointing and frustrating. But listen, shout out to Yale, the Bulldogs. Never thought a Bulldog would be the Tiger, but they did. Congratulations to Yale, and man, it's going to be a long trip from Spokane, Washington, back to the Plains.
I know that one stings for you, Chuckster. I mean, truly. I mean, we're all buddies here, and we know how you bleed that blue and orange of Auburn.
When you're a high seed and you expect it, and then you don't play well. That's the thing about this tournament that never disappoints. Same thing with Florida. You know, with Colorado, man, nothing matters when this tournament starts. No matter, just think about this. Less than 4 or 5 days ago, we were holding the SEC championship on top of the world, and all that hard work is over. That's the painful thing about sports and the great thing about sports. Like, you do all that running during the summer, you're lifting all those weights, and it's a long season. And then it all comes down to March Madness. You get a great seed, and it's over that quickly. But I'm going to give Yale credit.
Yeah, and as I pointed out on CBS, I think we were on CBS just like 2 minutes ago. So in a 5-minute span, you saw the two teams that battled it out for the SEC championship, Auburn and Florida, both get knocked out in their openers here during the madness. Meantime, a look inside the Yale locker room.
Well, I'll tell you what, James Jones, 25 years the head coach there. He's won a tournament game at Yale back in 2012. They knocked off Baylor, and he's been phenomenal. And I'll be interested to see if, in fact, he's got an opportunity elsewhere in terms of some of the coaching.
25 years at the same place.
Same place,
That'd be tough.
And he's done a heck of a job there. High-quality coach and leader of young men.
Meantime, you know, we saw Chuck's reaction to what happened, and you've been needling our buddy during the day here. Fun. But here's like, is this when you were the homecoming king?
Yeah, I was the homecoming king then in summer school. Then when I went there, you know, I was studying.
Flag waving? I was studying banner waving?
I was studying finance. Obviously, he gives me a hard time in North Carolina.
Tom Izzo, I need you desperately. Coach Izzo, please bring me home tomorrow.
Exactly. But if we talk on a basketball term, because that's all about fun in games, but on a basketball term, the next time next team that plays Yale, whomever that might be, there's a difference. I thought that
it's going to be San Diego State.
San Diego State. There's a difference where I thought that Auburn didn't take advantage of what they have in terms of. I thought Yale was able to bring the ball up from free throw line to half court without making a decision. When you have the athletes or you have the top players, I want to make decisions all through the court. And once they got the rebound and brought it up, the pressure didn't start until half court. And I thought that was probably the misconception.
You know, that's a great point. But I think Auburn got in foul trouble early in both halves, and then they lost Baker.
Yeah, but I
think they got in trouble because Yale was in the bonus pretty early in both halves.
And they took the foot off the gas.
I think they backed off of it a little bit.
But that helped. I thought that helped.
No, clearly, I understand the point you're making.
When I look back at this game, number one, I'm going to give Yale credit. But what really bothered me about Auburn, they picked up the pace defensively. But we started being passive. We started using the shot clock. I'm like, yo, you don't start milking the clock with 10, 12 minutes to go. You run your offense. We've seen that 3 times.
Well, you know, some of that too, Chuck, I think is this tournament, the magnitude of it, it's one and done. sometimes we see teams play out of character, and it's hard. It's almost like the harder you try sometimes, the worse it gets. So the key, one of the keys.
But what did you say? What did you say? We always lose being aggressive.
No, that would be my posture.
Yes.
That would be my posture, to run through the finish line and play aggressively. But this is going to be part of the challenge for Purdue, to play with a freedom and a confidence and a going after something as opposed to holding on and trying to protect something. That's the psychological barrier I think is more important than the physical component when you look at being a heavy favorite expected to win.
Listen, that's the thing I loved about Connecticut today. Like, no, man, we're going to beat y'all by more. We're not, like, we got a 20-point, they had a 20-something point lead at halftime. No, we took it to 40. We took it to 30. Auburn got so passive. And like I said, we saw that 3 times. Auburn was the 3rd team. We saw it 2 other times yesterday. Guys, always be aggressive. It's not your job to worry about the other team's feelings.
And to quote the great Clark Kellogg, as we watched that game, and you said, you know, it looks like Auburn's taking their foot off the gas, and that's a tough way to drive, as you said. And it is. It is.
But the other point, it's a two-sided coin here. Okay, one is you've got to have the material and the personnel to be able to step on somebody. And you should be able to when you're a 1 seed or a 2 seed. But sometimes that's not the case. The other part of it is psychologically, you have to be able to bring that best effort and focus and sharpness. And sometimes in this setting, it doesn't happen for whatever reason. But it's mindset and material. It's not just one or the other. You got to have both. And UConn has both.
Let's take a look at the East bracket as we talk here and see how this looks compared to the bracket you're holding in front of you there at home or in wherever you are. Yale knocking off Auburn, advancing to meet San Diego State in the 13.
I think myself and the Yale parents are the only people who have that bracket correct.
Well, we knew going in, as much as I love Auburn, I only had them going to the Sweet 16. UConn's the elephant in the room. It's going to take something spectacular. As you saw today, you're going to have to play extraordinary. You ain't going to have to play a good game. You're going to have to play well because they play at full speed all the time. But listen, you got Jack Nicklaus, somebody I really admire. He always said, guys, you know, obviously I know a lot of the golf guys. I said, what do you like about Jack Nicklaus? He's the best loser ever.
What does that mean?
Like, you have to be a gracious loser.
Oh, gracious loser.
He says he was always a gracious loser. And I always, when I talk to the old golfing guys, admire them. When I talk to Mr. Player and people like, he says, Jack Nicklaus he was a gracious loser. And today, listen, I'm just going to congratulate my Yale friends. Y'all were a better team today, and you got to be a gracious loser.
Way to take the high road. I like that, Chuckster. Let's stay.
Thanks, Coach Izzo. I need you tomorrow.
Let's stay in the East, 9 seed.